For our first equation, hinihingi sa atin na hanapin yung value ng x that will make this expression equal to 3. To do that, first, itatransform muna siya natin into exponential equation. So, i-raise natin si 5 sa power ng 3. At yun ay magiging equal sa quantity x plus 5. And 5 raised to 3 is equal to 125. So, the question now is, anong number ang kapag dinagdagan natin ng 5, makukuha natin ng 125? Simple. The number is 120. Gets? For our second equation, yung left-hand side natin is sum ng dalawang logarithms. Logarithms ng dalawang quantities to the same base. Now, pwede natin itong gawing single logarithmic expression by applying yung law na log of a product. So, doing that, ito ay magiging product ng x tsaka x minus 6, the logarithm of that product, to the base 2. And we want it to be equal to 4. Now na single logarithmic expression na yung left-hand side natin, pwede na ulit natin itong isulat into its equivalent exponential equation. So we will raise 2 to the power of 4. And that will be equal to x times x minus 6. And x times x minus 6 is equal to x squared minus 6x. Then, yung 2 raised to 4 natin is actually 16. Now, lahat ng terms, ilalagay natin sa left-hand side. So, si 16, ililipat natin siya sa left, kaya siya ay magiging negative. Which gives us a quadratic equation na pwede nating isolve gamit yung mga alam natin na techniques. And for this one, we will apply factorization. Ano nga ba ang factors ng x squared minus 6x minus 16? The answer ay product siya ng x minus 8 tsaka ng x plus 2. So as you can see, so far we have two possible values of x. Yung magpapa-0 sa x minus 8, tsaka yung magpapa-0 sa x plus 2. And anong number ang kapag binawasan natin ng 8 will be 0? The answer is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. For this one, anong number ang kapag inad natin ng 2 ay magbibigay ng 0? The answer is negative 2. So far, meron tayong na-solve na two possible answers, 8 tsaka negative 2. However, kapag pinlog in natin si negative 2 dito sa x sa expression na ito sa first term natin, then we'll have the log of negative 2 to the base 2, which is impossible, which does not make sense. Kasi, saan mo nga ba i-raise si 2 para ang kanyang value ay negative 2? Hindi ba kapag ni-raise natin si 2 sa kahit anong number, palaging ang value niya dapat ay positive? It's impossible na magkaroon ka ng negative na value. Meaning, hindi pwede maging solution si negative 2. Although na-solve natin siya, sasabihin natin na yung solution na negative 2 is extraneous. Therefore, ang possible lang or accepted lang na answer is 8. Gets? For our third example, we have here a difference of two log expressions na pwede nating isulat into a single logarithmic expression by applying yung law of a quotient. So this will become the log of the quotient ng x plus 5 and x minus 2. That is to the base 2. At yan ay equal sa 3. Now that we have transformed it into a single log expression, pwede na ulit natin itong isulat sa kanyang equivalent na expo equation. So 2 raised to 3. So sa right hand side natin, meron tayong 8. That's 2 raised to 3. And we will solve for x. Since meron tayong denominator na x minus 2 sa left, then ang pwede natin gawin muna is to multiply yung buong equation by the quantity x minus 2 para makancel yung denominator. So, ang may iwan sa left ay x plus 5, while sa right, magkakaroon tayo ng 8 times x minus 2. And then, that is 8x minus 16. Tapos, lahat ng expression na lahat ng terms na merong x ay i-isolate natin sa left-hand side. Meaning, si 8x, ililipat natin. So, pag nilipat natin, siya ay magiging negative 8x. Lahat ng walang x, ilalagay natin sa right. So, si positive 5, ililipat naman natin sa right. That will be negative 5. Then we combine like terms. X minus 8x is negative 7x. Negative 16 minus 5 is negative 21. Now to solve for x, we divide both sides by negative 7. So pag dinivide natin yung left by negative 7, ang may iwan ay x. While yung right will be 3. So, the answer here is 3. We test our solved value. Baka naman kasi extraneous siya or hindi siya pwedeng gamitin. So, we try to plug in 3 to the x's sa ating equation. If we're going to do that, then magkakaroon tayo ng logarithm of 3 plus 5 to the base 2 minus the logarithm of 3 minus 2 to the base 2. And dapat mag-equal yan sa 3. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. While 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Ano ang logarithm ng 8 to the base 2? That is 3 because 2 raised to 3 is 8. While the logarithm of 1 to the base 2 is 0. Kasi 2 raised to 0 is 1. So as you can see, we have here a correct na equation. Gets ba yun? Before we solve some logarithmic inequalities, we go back to the definition natin ng logarithmic expression. Sabi natin earlier that yung base natin should always be greater than 0. Meaning, dapat positive yung ating base. So, ano kaya ang ini-imply nun as regards the value of x? Diba, sabi natin, na-obtain natin si x pag nire-raise natin itong b to a power. And, diba kapag nag-raise tayo ng isang positive na number to any exponent, ang ating value should also be positive as well. Meaning, yung x natin ay imposible na maging negative. Therefore, we note na yung x natin should always be positive. Hindi siya pwedeng mag-negative, kagaya ng ating na-solve kanina. where nagkaroon tayo ng extraneous na solution. So we take note of that. For our first item, we have the logarithm of x to the base 3 is greater than or equal to 2. While for our second example, the logarithm of x to the base 3 is less than or equal to 2. So, for the first one, para ma-solve natin yung possible values of x, parang i-imagine natin na this is an equal sign, parang equation siya, and then itra-transform natin ito into its equivalent na logarithmic, I mean exponential form. So, that will be x should be greater than or equal to 3 raised to 2. 3 raised to 2. So, what we have is x should be greater than or equal to 9. Now, this solution set has no issue, and this will be our final answer. While for the second item, so same lang yung gagawin natin. We imagine this as an equal sign, and then ita-transform lang natin ito. And then that will give us x is less than or equal to 3 raised to 2, that is 9. Kung yung solution nung number 1 walang issue, dito meron. Because this interval includes yung mga numbers that are less than 0. Dahil yan ay 9, included si 9, pababa. So, matatamaan natin even the negative numbers. Diba kung babalikan natin yung sinabi natin kanina, hindi pwede na yung number dito ay negative or 0 pababa. Dahil it does not make sense. Dahil kapag ni-raise natin si 3, which is a positive number, sa kahit anong power, it should always be positive. So kapag ito ay negative or 0, it does not make sense anymore. Kaya, this will be trimmed down into a smaller interval. And that excludes yung mga number na 0 pababa. Meaning, ikakat natin siya sa point na to. So, our final answer here is yung x natin should always be greater than 0. 0 paakyat, but it should not exceed 9. So, less than or equal to 9. Gets mo yun? Let's try this example. Solve for x. The logarithm of x plus 6 to the base 5 is less than or equal to 2. Before we proceed to solving this inequality, first, i-take note muna natin yung mga magpapa-negative or 0 kay x plus 6. So, parang isosolve natin yung mga possible values ng x that will make this less than 0. And, moving 6 to the right-hand side of the inequality, we will obtain x is negative, less than negative 6. So, pag dinraw natin siya sa number line, ito si negative 6. Ito yung mga numbers na hindi natin pwedeng maisama sa ating solution. Dahil nga, sila yung magpapa-negative sa expression na to, na hindi pwedeng mag-negative or 0. Now, we transform the inequality sa kanyang exponential form. That is, x plus 6 should be less than or equal to 5 raised to 2. Or x plus 6 should be less than or equal to 25. And then, we will solve for x by moving negative 6 to the right-hand side of the inequality, that is 25 minus 6. Tapos, ang 25 minus 6 is 19. Kapag naman pinlot natin yung inequality x is less than or equal to 19 sa number line, kung ito si 19, ito yung mga na-solve nating solutions. Dahil sabi natin, hindi pwede na yung values natin ay mas mababa sa negative 6, then ititrim ulit natin itong na-solve natin into a smaller interval. So, instead na mag-go on tayo forever from negative 19 pababa, we will stop at this point. So, our final answer will be x should be greater than negative 6. Hindi siya pwede kasing bumaba sa negative 6. But, hindi rin naman siya pwedeng tumaas kay 19. So, this is our final answer. For our last example, we have a logarithmic expression sa left at another logarithmic expression sa right. Now that meron na tayong dalawang logarithmic expressions, then meron na tayong dalawang i-consider. So, una, hanapin natin yung mga magpapa-0 or negative kay 3x plus 2. So, ano nga ba yung mga magpapa-negative kay 3x plus 2? So, we solve for them. So, doing that, we will obtain 3x is less than negative 2. Dividing both sides by 3, we get x is less than or equal to negative 2/3. So, pag dinraw natin yan sa number line, ito yung, kung ito si negative 2/3, itong mga numbers na to, hindi pwedeng maging solution. So, hindi natin pwedeng maging solution yung mga numbers na negative 2 pababa dahil hindi na magkakaroon ng sense itong expression na to kung gagamit tayo ng mga numbers na nandito sa set na to. Another, we will also consider yung 2x plus 5. Dapat hindi tayo magkaroon ng, dapat yung 2x plus 5 na yan, hindi yan mag 0 pababa or 0 or negative. So, to solve for x, lilipat natin si 5 sa right, magiging negative 5. So, dividing both sides by 2, we will have x is negative 5 over 2. So, si x is less than negative 5 over 2 ay nandito naman yan. Kung ito si negative 5 over 2, from that point, papuntang left forever, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung mga values na yon. Dahil, yun naman ay mga values that will make this expression nonsense. Kasi nga, sila yung mga numbers na magpapa-negative dito. At ayaw natin na negative ito. Now, na-take note na natin yung mga values na ayaw nung left tsaka nung right, then we will now solve for x here. So, kung natatandaan ninyo dun sa first video, kapag meron tayong log sa left at log sa right, pwede na nating alisin yon. Para ang isosolve na lang natin ay yung mga naiwan na quantities. Yung 3x plus 2 should be less than 2x plus 5. So, parang inalis lang natin yung mga log. To solve for x, lahat ng may x, ilalagay natin sa left. So, si 2x, lilipat, magiging negative. Lahat ng walang x, ilalagay natin sa right. So, si 5 will stay. Si 2, lilipat sa right, magiging negative 2. 3x minus 2x is x. And this is less than 3. So, sa number line, if this is 3, ito raw yung mga pwedeng values ni x. However, meron na tayong restriction. Meron pa tayong restriction. Hindi natin pwedeng isama yung mga numbers na mas mababa sa negative 2/3 at negative 5 over 2. Or in other words, hindi natin pwedeng isama yung mga numbers na mas mababa sa negative 2. Kakainin lang din ng set na ito, itong set na ito dahil subset niya. So in other words, yung ating solution will be from this point hanggang sa point na ito. Finally, ang value ng x, possible values ng x ay it should be greater than negative 2/3 but less than 3.